And so we come to the Senior X30 title fight. In 14 finals in the AMA Euro in 2022, we have had 14 different winners. Can you believe it? And here today, in Senior X30, we may be about to make it 15. That would just be astonishing. But for pole position comes the man who is just a stone's throw away from winning his maiden AMA Euro title. This is tension time. This is close. And this is incredibly tricky. Race director Martin Bean has gathered the drivers together on the front end of the field to let them know what's what. And I have a feeling he's going to be telling them, look, I know there's a championship on the line. I know you racing drivers. I know you obviously want to race hard and fair. But at the same time, if you muck about on my racetrack, you're going to feel my wrath. The drivers know perfectly well what to expect of themselves. They are all talented racing drivers. They know how to behave on a racetrack. This final race of the year in Senior X30 needs to be a test of that mettle, that test of that mentality. A massive thank you to the Orange Army here at Karting Genk. They've been amazing. The marshals are the only reason we can race at all. Without them, we are nothing. A massive thank you to everyone at Karting Genk. They've been amazing. What a place to stage a race. They call this place the home of champions. We're about to crown our third. Pole position, cometh the hour for Arthur Poulain. He's been amazing all weekend long. This is his moment. Time to step out of the shadows and go for glory. If he wins this race, he becomes the 15th different final winner of the year and the new Senior X30 champion. What an opportunity for the Victory Lane squad. And I have a feeling that rather than watch a little Formula One race going on at Spa-Francorchamps, that Victor Martins in the FIA F1 paddock is watching his boy potentially on the cusp of history. He could make a record, 15 different winners from 15 finals. But the man alongside him on the grid, the very talented Italian, Giovanni Trentin, flying the colours of the Pantano racing team, and for the honour of the ex-Formula One driver and karting sensation Giorgio Pantano, what a way to bow out of 2022. On the front row, here at Genk. This could be a really exciting challenge for Giovanni Trentin to step out and go for glory himself. There's a great chance too. You can go the distance in these long finals with the tyres. Third position on the grid, Sam Balota. He'll still be feeling a little sore about not being in the championship fight. So there's only one way to reconcile that. Bow out with a win. So the VDK driver will be charging for it from third on the starting grid. And the Belgian talent will really want to emulate his countryman Ellie Goldstein. He got the win at Marienborg earlier in the season. For Sam Balota, time to do it at Genk. A great chance for the young VDK star from the second row of the grid. You can really feel the tension. You can really feel the atmosphere for the Senior X30 final. Fourth on the grid, the talented Spaniard, Ruben Moya. Once again, flying the colours for the Pantano team. They've been developing this chassis all the way through the year. And what a way to continue that journey. Their drivers are second and fourth on the grid with nothing to lose and everything to gain on their bow out of 2022. So a great chance here for Ruben Moya. Second row of the grid. What can he do? You can almost not bear to watch. The tension is so high here. Ellie Goldstein came into this weekend as the championship favourite and the championship leader. He has no illusions that this is going to be the toughest race of his career so far. Bring it on and never leave any doubt. So Ellie Goldstein for the Eichmann's team. Determined. The squad have done all they can. It's now up to Ellie from fifth on the grid. Everybody gearing up for an excellent and epic final race of the season here in the AMA Euro. Evan Gilter getting ready for one last push. A brilliant comeback in the superheat puts him now sixth on the starting grid. No second chances, no holds barred. Let's do it. Evan Gilter will give it everything he's got for the VDK squad, and he's ready to see how this unfolds. The third row of the starting grid, though, is going to be absolutely amazing. 7th on the grid, Ariel Elkin. And it's going to be an interesting one for him, for the TB driver. 7th on the starting grid, the 4th row, the inside line for Ariel Elkin. He has an opportunity to end his season on the podium. He's already done it once this year. He'd love to do it again. So the competition is very strong. So it'll be an excellent situation. Alongside him on the grid, his teammate, the Italian, Edoardo Villa. So an excellent run from him as he charges his way forward. From 10th position on the starting grid, he will have a majestic run through the field. It's going to be an interesting one for him as he goes off that 5th row of the starting grid. The challenge is definitely going to be strong. 11th place on the grid for the returning British superstar, Luca Griggs. Great to see him back on the straight once again. 11th on the grid for him. The leading Falcon to try and take on the might of the drivers in the top 4 rows. 9th on the grid for Luca Griggs. A big challenge for all of the competitors as they continue the build-up, gearing up. It's heating up here as well. The temperature has gone up to a high of 23 degrees Celsius. So it'll be a baking hot podium when they collect their trophies later. And this man has a great chance to continue his journey right up at the sharp end of the field. It's been a tough one for Henki Kalteren all the way through the weekend. But now he's here, ready to charge forward. Some great battles all the way through. I can't watch. This is going to be one of those finals, isn't it? You can just sense it. You can just sense that this is going to have so much drama. Kevin Lantinga, a great performance from him, just behind Henki Kalteren on the grid. But Kevin Lantinga with a chance to charge forward in 11th place. It's been a great weekend for him. Let's end it on his terms. He knows just how much is at stake here. There is young pole sitter Arthur Poulain lining up alongside Giovanni Trentin. The 1 minute board has already gone up. But there's always a chance for this furiously fast lady, Eliska Babichkova, 12th on the starting grid. She bagged a podium last year at Castelletto. She's been quick all weekend here at Karting Genk. Never count her out. Never expect her to give anything less than 110%. And there is the 2nd row of the grid, Sam Balota and Ruben Moya. Time for the battle to commence. And what will Ellie Goldstein and Evan Gilter do? Starting beside each other from the 3rd row of the grid. They clattered into each other at Marienborg midway through the weekend. And their rivalry is already fairly famous. But what a chance. What an amazing opportunity. The X30 Senior Final 2022 at Karting Genk. It's time to figure out what happens next. Who is going to be champion and who's going to win the final? Here we go. Arthur Poulain and Giovanni Trentin from Sam Balota and Ruben Moya. Ellie Goldstein and Evan Gilter from Ariel Elkin and Edoardo Villa. Luca Griggs and Henki Kalteren from Kevin Lantinga and Eliska Babichkova. Bart Harrison and Adi Brettel, Yanis Nevedens and Arthur Rojon. Marcus Lucio and Bart Kluch from Kimi Giron and Seb Murray. Gabriel Stilp and Eric Genet. O'Neill Muth and Tristan Kluner from Sita van Meert and Santiago da Costa. Dan Stiemann and Benjamin Hovelak. Julian Carman and Carly Atkins from Noah Maton and Nathaniel Denhont. Alexandra Monod, Max Steimer, Angelo Melli and Peter Stiller. So the 36 drivers are going to battle tooth and nail. 34 men and 2 women will battle for the glory in the final race of the year at Karting Genk. The fans are in the stands. There's barely a seat free in the house. And it's time to see who's going to win the X30 senior title. Incredibly, over the 14 finals, we have had 14 different winners. That's an amazing statistic. But now we could get our 15th. And who is going to follow in the footsteps of the amazing competitors before them? This is such a tight battle. 3 drivers going for the title. As it stands, Goldstein has 103 points. Arthur Poulain has 100 points. Evan Gilter has 77. It's coming right down to the wire. If Poulain stays where he is and Goldstein stays in 5th, then Poulain becomes champion after all. Goldstein knows this will be the toughest race of his life from 5th on the grid, but he's ready. This is it. Time to rain on the parade as Arthur Poulain is getting ready for a championship assault. If he wins this final, it will not only be his first win in a final in 2022, but he'll be champion. But Ellie Goldstein is never far away, nor is Evan Gilter. Here we go. Poulain, Trentin, Balota, Moya, Goldstein, Gilter. Here we go. Oh, it's a false start. It's a false start this time round. Just if there wasn't enough tension in the air. The only thing that stands between Arthur Poulain and Ellie Goldstein, fighting tooth and nail on the same bit of racetrack, is the Belgian Sam Balota. But Evan Gilter from 6th on the grid is not going to let them get away with this without an incredible fight. What a way to end the season, with a showdown for the ages. Can Ellie Goldstein win his first major European title? He won the Benelux crown on this very circuit last week. But this is bigger. This is tougher. This is more brutal. This is where the best drivers in Europe come to play. And at Karting Genk, the home of champions, it's time to see which champion we will crown today. Arthur Poulain in pole position, or Ellie Goldstein in P5. Goldstein leads the championship at this point with 103 points. Arthur Poulain is on 100. Gilter has 77, so it's time to see which one of those three will get the job done. And it could go anybody's way. Poulain and Trentin, Balota and Moya, Goldstein and Gilter, Elkin and Vila, Griggs and Calterin. After an incredibly long season of great racing, it is time to settle this title like real racers. Let's go at Karting Genk. Arthur Poulain to the first corner. Great start. Sam Balota's going to go with him. Trentin is going to hold it round the outside. So is Ruben Moya. A little bit of wheel banging. They come back off the turn. And Ruben Moya's going to round the outside of Trentin. Balota into 2nd. Goldstein holds 5th position. Somebody off the road a little bit further back. But it looks as though they've got back on the circuit pretty quickly as the field works through the hairpin. Goldstein still in P5. No, he's not. Elkin's got through into 5th position. So Goldstein down in P6 as Balota jockeys for position. And Arthur Poulain has got a country mile already on the opening lap. The battles continue, but Arthur Poulain is cantering away in the lead of this race. Here comes Moya. Trentin goes through as well on Balota. And now Elkin is trying to get his move done. Here comes Goldstein trying to get his move done. Elkin round the outside of Balota. Goldstein tucks him to the inside. Goes wheel to wheel. Gilter on the inside of Goldstein and Elkin. And he out-drags them both. Gilter up the inside of Goldstein. Trentin gets into 2nd place past Moya. And now we really are battle drawn. Gilter up to 4th, Goldstein to 6th, and Poulain now leads the championship by just a mere 5 points. Goldstein's got to get on with this now. Hand in the air for Ruben Moya. He's not happy with Trentin by the look of it. The two teammates battling away for 2nd. Arthur Poulain is doing everything he can. And there's Gilter! Yet again! Evan Gilter, mechanical problems. Looks like the chain has come off again. Evan Gilter, the story of his season, ruined by mechanical problems. Not again. Lightning strikes for the 3rd time this season. And Gilter is out. So now Yannis Steven-Adens has got past Ellie Goldstein. Goldstein in 5th place on 105 points. Gilter walks away. What does he have to do? So now Arthur Poulain leads from Trentin, Moya, Steven-Adens and Goldstein. Goldstein going for 4th place. That'll do nicely. Makes up the position. Elkin now tucking in behind. And here comes Steven-Adens to get back in on his rival. Elkin trying to get there as well. Steven-Adens back in a 4th position past Goldstein. Goldstein can really do with getting past Steven-Adens and then catching the two Pantano karts in front, but Poulain leads the race on lap 3. What if he wins this? That would be such an amazing achievement for Arthur Poulain. Trentin and Moya working together in second and third. They don't care about the championship. They're trying to close in on Poulain. They want to win and come second. Here comes Moya. Moya on the inside gets into second place past Trentin. That's important because Moya will feel he can lead this charge now in front of Giovanni Trentin to go and catch up to Poulain. They just want to win the final. They don't care about the championship. They want to win the final. Fourth for Steven Adens. No, fourth for Goldstein. Goldstein's got back past Steven Adens. And that puts Goldstein on another point or 2. So that's going to give Goldstein a little bit more of a hurry up. But he's into 4th position. Here he comes. He's not done yet, folks. Goldstein just needs to catch and pass the 2 Pantanos. And suddenly, he's champion again. But that is a tall order. However, think back to Marienburg when he started so far down the field. He worked his tyres to perfection and charged his way back to the victory. It ain't over till it's over. Goldstein knows this will be the toughest race he's ever done. But he always knew it would be. Elkin behind Steven Adens, looking for a chance to get by into 5th position. Elkin has got pressure of his own now from Kevin Lantinga. Lantinga has got through. And now Elkin has got him back again. So they go down the straight. Ruben Moya setting the fastest lap of the race. It will be a sensational charge forward, whatever happens. And now Goldstein, having moved into 4th place, is on 107 points. So he's now just 2 away from Arthur Poulain. He's got to keep going. He's got to keep pushing. But Moya and Trentin are closing up on Poulain. If Poulain loses the lead, Goldstein can take back the title. Goldstein's got to be smooth. He's got to be calculated. He's got to be tactical. He knows that Steven Adens is right there. Down to the first corner, Steven Adens tries. Goldstein protects. Good defensive tactics from the Eichmann's driver. Way too early in the race to be playing silly fools. Up to the hairpin. Steven Adens goes for the move. Dives in on Goldstein. Takes 4th place away. So Goldstein's got to come back on the motorway straight. He's got to get done with this pretty quickly. But that gives Goldstein 1 less point. And that is going to be tension. That is going to be high pressure from this moment on. Goldstein knows he really needs to throw everything at it. This will not be easy. Goldstein hunting down the man in 4th position. Trentin's coming up. Oh, Moya's got the lead. And Trentin's got second on Poulain. The Pantanos have got through. Pantano 1, Pantano 2, Moya in front of Trentin and Poulain, and suddenly Poulain is down behind Goldstein in the championship again. And Goldstein is actually now down to 6th. Hang on a minute. I'm looking around. Where's Goldstein? Where's Goldstein? He's dropped out of the top 6. Goldstein is down at about 17th. I think Ellie Goldstein's had it off on the final bend. We're going to have to look down the field. There is Goldstein in the background. Unbelievable. And there's problems for Rochon. There is Goldstein all the way down in 17th place. Oh! And there's problems going on now between Goldstein and Rochon. They're having a battle on the racetrack by the look of it. Goldstein forced his way through, and now he's got his teammate in tow. Goldstein's going to try and fight back here. But he's now down in about 17th. But Poulain has got to win. He gets back into 2nd, past Giovanni Trentin. And Ellie Goldstein will now be driving furious as Arthur Rochon comes into the pits to retire. I can't believe it. This is such a tough battle. Oh my word. It's just so tense now, this race. What an unbelievable situation. Arthur Poulain back in a 2nd. Now, is that going to be enough to put him into the title fight? Wow. Unbelievable. Arthur Poulain in a 2nd. Goldstein down. Where is he currently? Ellie Goldstein is down the order once again. I can't quite figure out where Goldstein is, actually. He is even further down. Goldstein appears to be down outside the top 20 now. This is catastrophic. Let's look for him. There he is in the background. So Eli Goldstein is down in 27th position. This is heartbreaking for Goldstein. What has happened in the final race of the season? It's all come undone. There is Rojon. He's pulled out of the race and he's talking through what might have happened. We didn't see what happened, but clearly there is a big story going on. And Goldstein is now down in 27th position. And Arthur Poulain in second. That is enough. It is enough for Arthur Poulain to become champion in second place. And Arthur Rojon has been given a warning flag. So that seems to suggest that there's more to this than meets the eye. But that's two of the championship contenders no longer fighting in the top five. Gilter out, Goldstein down, and Ruben Moya leads the race with Arthur Poulain in second, set to become champion. Halfway through this final, and Ruben Moya looks set to become the 15th different winner in as many races in the finals this year. But Arthur Poulain staying out of trouble, staying out of harm's way. Looks like he's going to give Victor Martins and the rest of the Victory Lane crew their first title in the Miami Euro paddock, unless Giovanni Trentin overtakes, because Poulain is only going to be champion by 1 point if it stays like this. If Trentin gets back through and he doesn't care one jot about the championship, then Poulain will lose the title to Goldstein. Goldstein is doing his best to fight back, but his kart is nowhere near its best anymore. So this is heartbreak for the Eichmanns Grand Prix team. It's all down to what will happen between Goldstein, what will happen between Poulain and Trentin. This is where the championship's going to be won and lost. Arthur Poulain just has to chill, just has to calm down. A win or a second, and he is champion. Third will not be enough. Well, of all the situations, Ruben Moya is going to come through for the victory if he stays where he is, and that will give him third in the championship. That'll be a nice return for the Pantano squad. But Giovanni Trentin is doing his very best to close up and pass Arthur Poulain. Poulain is going to be champion if he stays where he is. If Trentin catches and passes him, then he will be second. Stephen Aidens in front of Griggs, Vila, Counteren, Elkin, Balota and Lantinga. And it is such a mad end to this season. We knew it was going to be high pressure all the way. And I can tell you that Eli Goldstein has tumbled even further to 29th. What an unbelievable circumstance this title has come to. I can't believe it. Sam Balota falls to 10th behind Lantinga. There is Eli Goldstein trying to battle currently with Anil Muth. But Eli Goldstein is way down the field, way down from where he should be. There's Peter Stiller going through. And there is the 215, back with the midfield. And you can see Sam Balota trying to shake off Eliska Babičkova. Goldstein back on the move to get past Anil Muth. But he needs a miracle. He needs the man in third to become the man in second. He needs Trentin to get back past Arthur Poulain to become champion. That's the only way now. And Poulain looks very strong. So too though does Giovanni Trentin. Oh, and there's a problem in the final bend. Looks like we've had someone go off into the barriers. And someone at Cafe Corner as well. I think we've lost Santiago da Costa and Seb Murray on this lap. So Seb Murray has gone off in the final corner and Santiago da Costa has gone off at Cafe. So problems there for two drivers out of this race on lap 12. Difficult to see how that happened or how it played out, but certainly for both those drivers it's game over regardless. So bitter disappointment, but out in front Ruben Moya still leading the way in the Pantano. Second Poulain about to become champion with 5 laps to go. But if Giovanni Trentin catches and passes the Frenchman, he will not win the title after all, and it'll go to Eli Goldstein. This isn't the way you want to win a title for either man, but they don't have any choice about it anymore. This is how it's going to play out. Arthur Poulain just hanging on to second place. Second will do it by 1 single point. And there is a retirement That is Santiago da Costa at the side of the road. His race ending at Cafe Corner. But now it's all about this man, Giovanni Trentin. He will be the maker or breaker in this title fight. If he stays behind Poulain, the Frenchman will win the title. If he gets past the Frenchman, Goldstein will win the title. It all comes down to this. What an unbelievable climax. What an unbelievable crescendo to the title fight. Who would have guessed it would come down to this? Poulain just hanging on for dear life from Giovanni Trentin in the Pantano. The title hinges on whether Giovanni Trentin can catch and pass after Poulain. Down the motorway straight, up to Carousel. Giovanni Trentin doing everything he can to get past after Poulain because he wants to finish second in the race and make it a 1-2 for Pantano. He doesn't care about the championship, he's not involved. But Arthur Poulain has got to hold on. Stephen Haydens and Griggs, 4th and 5th. And Ellie Goldstein is fighting, he's back up to 25th. But it's too little too late. With 4 laps to go, he's trying his hardest. But there isn't much more he can do. There's nothing more he can give. I managed to catch him before the start of the race and he said, I really hope this race is won on the track and not off it. Ominous words for Ellie Goldstein. Moya, Poulain and Trentin. There are Poulain and Trentin. Giovanni Trentin still pushing. The team really wants to finish the season with a 1-2. So can Trentin catch and pass Poulain? There's Stephen Haydens under pressure from Griggs. Vila back to 6th. Counterman 7th. Elkin is 8th. Balota is 9th. And Babichkova is 10th. But Ellie Goldstein is still throwing everything he can at it. Up to 24th past Tristan Kruna. But you've got a feel for Goldstein. This race seems to have been taken out of his hands to a certain extent. As Moya leads the final laps of this final, 2 to go. Poulain is right there, so is Trentin. Here comes the squabble coming out of the final bend. This is Vila, Counteran, Elkin, Balota. Up the inside comes Elkin and Balota to get past Enki Counteran. Counteran shakes his fist at the 2 opponents. But they are still battling all the way to the finish line. This season isn't over yet, as Goldstein has gone as high as 24th, and I can't see him going any higher. But Giovanni Trentin is right behind Arthur Poulain with a lap and a half to go. And these are the 2 that will decide the fate, the outcome, the determination of this championship. Arthur Poulain stays in second, he becomes champion. Trentin gets through, Goldstein becomes champion. There's Sita van Meert doing her best in front of Andy Rattel and Noah Maton. Kimi Giron is in the mix there as well. Sita van Meert getting into the top half of the field. Here we go. And Ruben Moya has 1 lap to go in the lead. Trentin trying to get past Poulain. Moya wants this to be a 1-2. He's urging Trentin to get his move on Poulain. But if that happens, Goldstein will be champion, not Poulain. Trentin's going for it. Look back, here we go. Trentin is trying every trick in the book. Poulain's going to have to defend like crazy if he wants to be champion. Here comes Trentin, down the inside, and he gets Poulain. Trentin on the last lap, moves past Poulain. Poulain's going to come back at him. But Giovanni Trentin into second place. That's not going to be enough for Poulain to be champion. It will go the way of Goldstein. Trentin still defending. Poulain coming back at him. 2 corners to go. Is it going to be Goldstein or Poulain? It'll be a Pantano 1-2. Ruben Moya's going to win. Trentin's going to be second. Poulain third. It will not be enough. Ellie Goldstein will still become champion. I cannot believe it. The Pantanos are 1 and 2. They are celebrating their amazing success. Domination by Pantano in the final race of the year. But look back, Goldstein will be champion. He probably doesn't even know it yet. But Goldstein will be champion by just 3 points. What a finish. What a season finale. 15 different finalists, winners. But Ellie Goldstein on the back straight. He's probably too enraged with how the race has gone. But he will not realise it yet. As he comes through the cafe section, he'll see the Eichmann's crew. He'll see them celebrating. And that will be the knowledge for Ellie Goldstein. Look at the Pantano boys, 1 and 2. But Goldstein is champion. Ruben Moya from Giovanni Trentin and Arthur Poulain, so near and yet so far. Goldstein is being told he is champion as he cruises in, and he can't believe it. Yanis Stividates fourth from Griggs, Vila and Elkin, Balota, Babichkova and Kalterin. Bart Harrison from Kevin Lantinga, Dan Steeman and Bart Pluch. Andy Britell, Marcus Lizio, Sita Van Meert and Kimi Girone. 19th is Julian Carmen from Carly Atkins, Gabriel Stilt, Nathaniel Den Hont, and Ellie Goldstein 24th. But he doesn't care. Tristan Kruner, Peter Stiller, Max Schlemer, Eric Genet, Alex Monod, Anil Muth, Angelo Melli and Benjamin Hovelak from the Costa, Murray, Rojon and Gilter, who all retired. You have to feel for the VDK squad. They gave it everything. But despite all of the problems, despite all the tension, despite all the drama, Ellie Goldstein is champion by just 3 points. He cannot believe it. He genuinely is stunned. But Arthur Poulain finishes third. And that is not enough. He came so close. Trentin got past him on the final lap. And so Pantano are 1 and 2. Arthur Poulain must feel like Felipe Massa back in 2008. The championship was his until the final lap. And then it all unraveled. Ellie Goldstein cannot believe it. But he is, after all his hard work, after all the toils, trials, strains, stresses and tribulations, he gives Eichmann's Grand Prix their first title in the Miami Euro Series, and the Belgian wins the championship on home soil. He can't believe it. I'm not sure he's quite willing to accept it yet. But Ellie Goldstein is champion by just 3 points. Amazing. Ellie Goldstein, he's chatting about the race. He doesn't feel particularly, he probably feels quite sour about it based on the way the race is played out. But what an amazing end. We had 15 different drivers win a final in 2022. Isn't that incredible? 15 finals and 15 different winners. We had an amazing journey from Chiva in Valencia, and it really has been extraordinary. The winners in the Miami Winter Cup, Kid Belowski, Aaron Garcia and Marcus Lizio. And then we came to Zuera in Spain. Victories for Dan Kelleher, in fantastic style again for Mark Corley Bishop, and then for Evan Schilter. Then we went to Marienburg in Belgium. 3 different winners again, this time Dan Alleman, Timot Ramakers and Ellie Goldstein. And then, of course, we came, you've got to feel for Arthur Poulain. He gave it everything he had. He just misses out by 3 points. Bitter disappointment for Arthur Poulain. You can't knock him for trying. He has given it everything. Bitter, bitter disappointment. So close. He just couldn't quite stay in front of Giovanni Trentin, but what a hero. After the performance from Ellie Goldstein in Marienburg, we went to Siete Larghi in Castelletto. And there we had 3 different winners again. Jensen Graham, Henry Jocelyn, and Eduardo Vila. And here in Genk, we have 3 more. Alex Martinez, Jules Caranta, who becomes champion, and Ruben Moya, leading a Pantano 1-2 ahead of the valiant Arthur Poulain. He's a real hero. He misses the title by just 3 points. A heroic effort from Arthur Poulain. But what an end to an incredibly dramatic season. The home of champions delivers again. Karting Genk gives us an amazing end to an incredible season. Stick around, because we'll have the podium ceremonies for the finals here at Karting Genk, and we'll also give out the trophies to the heroes of the hour in Mini X30. Your new champions, Dan Kelleher, Jules Caranta, and Ellie Goldstein. I can't believe it. But first we'll come to the X30 senior podium here at Karting Genk. In 3rd position, representing France, Arthur Poulain. It's been a very tough weekend for Arthur. He was the class of the field from Friday in qualifying and through Saturday's races as well. but he holds his head held high after a brilliant performance over the weekend. In second place, representing Italy, Giovanni Trentin. Her first podium of the season in Miami Euro for the Pantano superstar. And now to the race winner, representing Spain, Ruben Moya. A fabulous result for the Spanish driver as it's a Team Pantano 1-2. So welcome to the trophy, onto the top step of the podium for the Pantano Racing Team, Giorgio Pantano. And in deference to our driver on the top step of the podium, the national anthem for Spain. Congratulations to our top three drivers in Senior X30, and now we will welcome once again Koen Lemmens of Karting Genk to hand the trophies out to our three drivers on the Senior X30 rostrum here at Karting Genk. In third position for France and Victory Lane Karting, Arthur Poulain! And in second position for Italy and Pantano Racing Team, Giovanni Trentin! And your race winner for Spain and Pantano Racing Team, Ruben Moya! And now to your race-winning team manager for Pantano Racing, ladies and gentlemen, Giorgio Pantano! Our congratulations to our three drivers. We asked them to raise their trophies above their heads for the winning shot. A fabulous performance after an amazing weekend here at Karting Genk. Ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Poulain, Giovanni Trentin, and your race winner, Ruben Moya. We will ask the drivers to gather together on the top step of the podium for the winning shot of the top three drivers. A great end to the season here at Karting Genk. They really have been majestic out there on the circuit. Ladies and gentlemen, your Senior X30 Karting Genk podium. And so now comes the moment of celebration for our three drivers on the top step of the podium. They get to celebrate in style in the Belgian sunshine, and they're going to make a big one of this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get busy with the fizzy! And of course, Ruben Moya sprints along with Giovanni Trentin to the Pantano boys to give them a thorough soaking. And the Arthur Poulain has actually ganged up on his team. They didn't see him coming. Oh dear, never trust the race driver with a bottle of champagne. We'll welcome our winning driver, Ruben Moya, back to the podium. The drivers will obviously collect their helmets and trophies after a stunning performance. Well done, Arthur, a fabulous weekend. And he'll be returning to the podium in just a short while, obviously, for the championship podium, which will be taking place just after this. Don't forget the top four drivers in the Miami Euro Series win a ticket to the IWF at Le Mans, which is taking place for the 2 consecutive weeks of October. Here comes Giovanni and Ruben. An opportunity to grab a word with our race-winning driver, first of all. Ruben, come and join me here on the rostrum. What a fantastic performance it's been. For Ruben Moya. Ruben, a terrific performance. great racing. It was always going to be incredibly tough out there. But the Bantano Racing team finally triumphing in the last race of the season. Talk us through it.
Yeah, we are very happy. We work too much for this. We were quite unlucky the full season, so it's quite a pleasure to win the last round and get the ticket.
And I've been watching you in the IAMA Euro Series since your junior days back in 2018, so this is an amazing moment for you to finally get your first IAMA Euro Series win. This now sets things up nicely for 2023 and for IWF at Le Mans.
Yeah, I've been a long journey to arrive to this. Very unlucky in my career. I think this is what I should have before, but arrived today. I will enjoy it, and we will see what happens in Le Mans.
And of course, we'll see what happens on your home turf at Campillos for the I-Games as well.
Yeah, as well there.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruben Moya!